What's the weather really like in Puerto de la Cruz? Let's find out. We've been travelling to Tenerife for over 30 years and one of our favourite towns is Puerto de la Cruz. It was one of the first tourist destinations on the island and today it's attracting a new generation of visitors discovering it for the very first time. Part of the appeal is that the north of Tenerife has its own microclimate which makes it very different to the drier south. That's why we see so many questions online about the weather in Puerto de la Cruz, especially from people more used to the sunny south. They come across words like rain and cloudy and worry it might spoil their trip, when in reality the picture is much more balanced. So in this video we'll give you a clear picture of what the local climate is like, what you can expect throughout the year and some practical tips to help you make the most of your stay. Let's take a quick look at the climate in Puerto de la Cruz. Daytime temperatures range from around 18 degrees in winter to 28 degrees in summer, and even in January you'll often see days in the low 20s. The north does get more rain than the south, particularly from November to February, but showers are usually short and often passed overnight, so they don't always affect your day. Cloud is also common, caused by the trade winds hitting the mountains. And while everyone loves a bit of sunshine, the upside is that compared to the drier south, the north has lush landscapes and a fresher feel. It's still warm and you can still come home with a tan thanks to the UV, which remains high even when it's cloudy. Overall, the climate stays warm and pleasant all year round. Now we've covered the basics, let's break it down season by season so you can see what to expect throughout the year. This is just a guide, but it's based on real climate data from Puerto de la Cruz. Winter from December to February brings daytime highs of around 20 to 22 degrees, with nights cooling to about 14 to 16 degrees. You'll see some rain, but it rarely lasts long. Spring from March to May warms steadily with highs between 22 and 24 degrees and lows around 16 to 18. It's also a drier season. Summer from June to September is warm without being extreme. Highs range from 25 to 28 degrees with nights between 19 and 22. You'll often see some cloud but plenty of sunshine too. Autumn, October and November stays comfortable with highs of 23 to 25 degrees and lows of 17 to 19, though showers are a bit more frequent. Here's how rainfall compares between Puerto de la Cruz and Costa Adeje. As you can see, Puerto de la Cruz does get a little more rainfall overall, especially in winter and spring, but the difference isn't huge. In fact, autumn and summer are almost identical. Most showers are short and often overnight, so it really disrupts your day, and keep in mind that the extra rain is what keeps the north greener and more vibrant than the south. What you can do is check long-term climate averages on sites like Weather Atlas or Time and Date. Just keep in mind these are based on historic records and may use data from weather stations in slightly different locations, so the figures won't always agree. They're not forecasts, but they give you a realistic sense of what the weather is typically like at a specific time of year. Another good tip is to look at YouTube travel reviews. We always include the time of year in our reviews, and many other YouTubers do the same. Watching these videos gives you a real-world sense of what conditions were like at the time of filming. And if they haven't, leave them a comment. Most will get back to you pretty quickly. There are no guarantees, but using climate data and recent video reviews will give you a much clearer picture than relying on written reviews, or one Facebook comment saying it rained all the time. Because everyone's experience is different and it's always subjective. We've added links to Weather Atlas and Time and Date in the description. With all that in mind, here are some practical tips to help you enjoy the weather in Puerto de la Cruz. If you are concerned about rain, pack an umbrella or a light raincoat, especially if you're visiting in winter. Showers are usually brief and you may not need it, but it's handy to have and it doesn't take up much space. If you're prone to feeling the cold, bring a light jacket or jumper for the evenings. Nights are generally mild, but the temperature can dip a little after sunset. We all feel the cold differently. I spend my entire holiday in shorts, but my wife is more prone to a chill. Don't get caught out by cloudy skies. As we've already highlighted, the UV index in Puerto de la Cruz is high all year round, so you can still get sunburnt even when it looks overcast. So sunscreen is a must whatever the weather. Plan your activities with some flexibility. Showers in Puerto de la Cruz are usually brief, and even if a day starts cloudy, it often brightens later. If you wake up to rain, take your time over breakfast and let it pass. Or if the weather looks uncertain, swap a beach day for exploring the old town or visiting the museum. Building a little flexibility into your plans means you'll still enjoy your time, whatever the weather. If you do want to chase the sun, you can hire a car or take the bus south for a change of scene. It's about an hour by car or longer by bus. But sometimes the best choice is to embrace the north and make the most of what's around you. There's so much to do in the area, from visiting the capital Santa Cruz to exploring La Rotava or the island's famous botanic gardens. Doing a bit of research before you leave and having a plan B really can make the difference. Puerto de la Cruz definitely has its own microclimate. The north is a beautiful part of Tenerife and very different to the drier south. Yes, you'll see more cloud and maybe the odd shower, but it's worth it. And ultimately we are talking about the weather, and as we all know, it's never an exact science and can be incredibly hard to predict. Our best advice is to embrace it, make the most of it and enjoy it. This is such a beautiful part of the island. Puerto de la Cruz is lush, authentic and traditional, with narrow streets, lively squares and a genuine Canarian feel. That's what makes it special and it's why we love it. And as the old saying goes, there's no such thing as bad weather, only the wrong clothes. A reminder that couldn't be more true here. If you'd like to see more of what the area has to offer, then take a look at our full review of the H10 Tenerife Player Hotel. It's right on the beachfront and a great base for exploring this wonderful town. We'd also love to hear from you. If you've been to Puerto de la Cruz, share your experience in the comments to help others who are thinking of visiting. Or let us know your favourite tips for dealing with the weather while you're travelling. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. We look forward to seeing you again in another video.